Pretty much any game out there that falls onto my radar, whether it be a sports game, a simulator, a deck builder, a roguelike, an action game, absolutely anything, I am interested to take a look at. And what I do is I go through SteamDB, I look at upcoming games that are going to be relatively popular, at least have a couple of thousand people interested. And what I do is I oftentimes purchase those games to see what they're like. And the newest one that I've found so far is Car for Sale Simulator 2023, whatever they want to call it, because when you load the game it says something completely different. And I want to just let you guys know that this game is a complete waste of time in its current state, early access or not, because yes, this is another early access title that apparently they're going to ship to like full release 1.0 within 6 months or so. And there is absolutely no way you are getting a decent game within 6 months. They have already, in the first 4 days of release, launched 7 hotfixes for issues. And I expect bugs, I expect some performance issues in early access titles, especially on Steam. But when they are really, really bad, it's unacceptable to release your game and sell it for no amount of money. It doesn't matter how much the game costs. But this game, Car for Sale Simulator 2023, is going to cost you £13.50, and that's with a 10% discount. And the problem with this game is that it's really, really bad, but it's 82% positive on Steam. And the majority of the reviews, this game has potential. There's potential in this game, blah, blah, blah. Like, people pointing out lots and lots of issues, but still giving it a thumbs up. And if people continue to do that with terrible releases, it's going to, mislead people into buying the game to then have a really bad experience. So I purchased this game, installed it. It was a couple of gigs, didn't take too long, whatever. Loaded the game up and there's an instant problem already. When you're in the main menu, there are some things like for the settings where you can pull down on like a slider to move the settings up and down. But when it comes to your controls, you have to click and hold on one of them and drag it up yourself. There's no slider bar at the side of it. So that already shows how cheap this game is. But in the main menu, you have new game, continue, settings, your typical things you would see in the main menu. But one misclick a tiny bit to the left of the continue box and you start a fresh game. There's no warning or anything like that saying, would you like to start a new game, blah, blah, blah. One little misclick and you've lost all of your progress in this title. But then you jump into the game and oftentimes the game's just going to stutter to the point where you're trying to move your mouse a little bit and it just chucks you up so you're looking in the sky. And then you start the game off with a bunch of tutorials and stuff, and they teach you how to rename your business, how to go and buy a car and things like that. There are some aspects to this game that are cool, but you don't recommend a game based on concepts and ideas and potential, because if we rated games on potential, every single fucking game out there would have positive reviews. Redfall has potential, lots and lots of other games that have released poorly, like Cyberpunk 2077 on the Xbox One and the PS4 had potential. And then it got to the point where they're not even releasing DLC on the old consoles because they don't know how to get it to work properly. We have to stop rating games positively based on the potential of the title. It should be rated based on what you have in the current version of early access or in the full release of the game. And Car for Sale Simulator 2023 absolutely sucks. For a start, you go into your office, you click on the design or whatever, you rename your business, and there is no box for this. You can fill up your character limit to the point where the name of your business stretches off the actual side of your office building. But then you go to the neighborhood and you go to purchase cars and you start off with nothing. There's a skill point system. That's all fair enough. But you get to this neighborhood and you're talking to people. They're telling you about their car. They're giving you a price. You purchase a car. You drive it back to your office and it's a car for sale simulator. You're supposed to be selling the cars, yet your route from the neighborhood back to your office has a massive ramp that just launches you into the air, and I managed to front flip a car and damage it loads. But that shouldn't be there because your job is to buy cars cheap and sell them for profit. So why are there stupid things? Instead of just putting a road from the neighborhood to your office, they've put a load of grass, off-roading stuff and even a ramp in the way so that there's a big chance you're going to damage your vehicle on the way back to the office, which is going to cost you more money. And money's just an annoying currency in this game. The economy is awful. The very first thing you should do when you play this game is head over to the bar. It's going to cost you $10 for a bus ticket. When you get there, there's a guy leaning on like pretty much the door of the bar. You talk to him, you spend $500 on a hammer, $1,500 on a tablet, which lets you take pictures, and the pictures are terrible in this game. But you buy that hammer, you go to the junkyard, which is pretty much back at your office, and you start smacking cars that are in this scrapyard, and you get metal parts off them, you go to the dude at the front, and you make money. There's also ways to gamble when you go to the bar. You sleep in a container, but every time you go to sleep and wake up, it's a pain in the arse to get back out of that container. But you purchase your first car, you make it back to the office, you put it up for sale with no ability to take pictures because you probably won't have the tablet at that time, and people come along to purchase your car. At the start, you have no way to bargain and try and make a bit more profit than what they're offering, but you unlock that later through the skill tree. And upon unlocking that, it made no difference I wasted the skill point because I could have actually purchased a sponge through the skill tree or unlocked the sponge so that I could clean the cars and try and potentially make more profit, because when you bargain with people in this game, they don't give a shit that you're trying to make a bit more money. They say, let's say for an example, your car's up for sale and you're trying to charge $2,800 for it. They'll come along and they'll say, I want to give you $1,950. And you say, no, I would like $2,500. They're like, no, $1,950. And then you go, okay, $2,200. They're like, oh, fuck you. You've annoyed me. I'm off. I don't want to buy your car anymore. There is absolutely no bargaining, because no matter what price you drop it to, even if it's about $100 more than they're offering initially, they don't actually want to bargain with you. And it might improve as you get further into the game, but what is the point if you unlock bargaining and there's no way to bargain with people because they won't budge unless you further improve that skill? It makes absolutely no sense to do that, and the cars to make a profit on is really, it is stupidly difficult to try and make a profit. I purchased the car for about $2,200. I chucked it in the repair shop, paid $1,200 to fully repair it. Granted, it wasn't clean or anything like that. I even filled it up with fuel again, so it was fully repaired, no damage to it, and it had everything in working order. There was nothing damaged in the car whatsoever. The only issue with it is that it probably didn't have all the upgrades and stuff people wanted, and it was a little bit dirty. But overall, I paid $3,400 for that car, and I think I sold it for about $2,800. I undercut myself badly because people just would not offer a decent amount of money. And then as well as the neighborhood, you've just got people standing outside houses with a car just to randomly sell them to you. But as well as the neighborhood, you've got a car market. You go there and there's cars being sold there for nearly $500,000. And you're starting this off with maybe about $7 or $8,000. So compared to some of the cars you can buy, you basically start this with pocket change. But it's just such a grindy game. There's barely any features in it whatsoever. Even for an early access title, this is really early access. It's being praised based on its potential. It's really buggy. It's just not a good experience at all. This should not have positive reviews. It should be mixed at best. Yes, I see there are a couple of good features in this game, but there's loads of good features in loads of different games. There is absolutely no way this is going to reach full release in 6 months. If it does, then they haven't actually got a full build of a video game. As I said, there's been 7 hotfixes. They released a little bit of new content, and they've already had to do bug fixes for that. So what they're going to do is do these small little hotfixes, fix a couple of things. They're going to add more content to the game. So say they fix 10 bugs, they add content, that creates 5 new bugs. They'll fix 4, so there's still 1 remaining. They'll add new content, and they'll just keep putting layer upon layer on top of something that is already broken. They're trying to get new car types into the game. They're trying to get new places into the game and everything like that through development, but they're not focusing enough on the bugs in the game. There's just so many things wrong, like the camera when you're taking pictures of the cars you are trying to sell. It doesn't matter if you do it in broad daylight. It can be like clear skies, sunny, really bright. You take a picture on this tablet quite far away, not zoomed in or anything like that, and the picture comes out really dark. So you can't see. When you go to the selection tab to select which pictures you want to apply to the sale of that car, like to the advertisement for it, you can't see which car you've taken pictures of because they're so dark. And then when you are off out, like looking around the neighborhood for different cars and stuff you can buy or whatever, the only notification you get that there are people interested in a car you're selling is in the top left corner. It will say customer in the office. So you then have to rush your way back to the office to make sure you're there in time before they leave to try and make a sale on the car. It's ridiculous that they're charging £13.50. This should be like a £3.99 game. This is not worth paying the £13.50 or when it's off sale £15 or whatever it is. This game needs a lot of polishing, it needs a lot of work, it needs way more content added to it. There's nothing simulator about this. You're literally going to a neighborhood, you purchase a car off someone that's standing there T-posing, and then you take it back to your office, you list it, and then a lot of times you're going to get undercut because people don't bargain when you have that skill unlocked. And then if you're a little bit short, you just pop over to the scrapyard, smack the shit out of a car, get a load of metal parts and sell them to the bloke standing at the gate. Like, what is there simulator about that? It's a good concept. There are good ideas. There are some parts of the game that are actually enjoyable, but it's all based on concepts, ideas, potential, and things like that, and that is not good enough for a video game that is currently being sold. Betas and alphas and tech tests and things like that are what this game probably needed, especially because there was a bug in the game that when you go to sleep for the 4th time, your game just black screens and you lose a load of progress, because the only time the game saves itself is when you go to sleep. But there's been so many issues that haven't been tested before the launch of Early Access, and I get it, Early Access people often test and leave feedback so the bugs can be fixed and stuff, but there are just basic things in this game that weren't tested prior to its Early Access release, and it's like you really need to be fixing this stuff before you launch into Early Access. Early Access isn't just used for feedback and things like that, like to fix problems with your game. A part of it obviously is, but that, like, Early Access should not be relied on to get feedback to fix bugs. There should be, like, testing. Even if it's one person that's made a game, they should be running tests themselves, and some of the bugs in this game can be found pretty much the moment you launch it. So it's like they've just chucked it together. They've probably had a little run for about half an hour just to make sure some of the features and stuff are working, and then they've just gone, oh, Early Access. They've just chucked it out there into the wild, hoping and praying for some feedback, and Steam reviews, as always, come through, and some really, really good games out there, even in Early Access, they get really badly review bombed and stuff. And then other games out there that are awful, like this one, get positive reviews based on their potential. So that's it. My little rant is over. My recommendation is to not buy Car for Sale Simulator 2023, at least until it releases into its full build, which is going to be about 6 months' time. If they would have said, oh, we're expecting 12 to 18 months for full release, understandable. But they want to try and get it done within 6 months. They're constantly doing hot fixes and stuff. And I know some people are going to be like, yeah, but at least they're trying to fix the issues. But those issues should never existed in the first place. I understand having problems in a game, but they should never have as many problems as this one has. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like is appreciated. If you wish to support me further as a creator, there are links in the description. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments. And if you want to watch more, you can click the video on screen. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.